How many times have you been dating someone, been at the start of a relationship, or about to date someone in a talking stage, and all this person tells you is all the amazing, extravagant things they're going to do for you, the gifts they're going to buy you, the trips you're going to go on, what your future is going to look like? And how many times have you dated people like that where the reality of the future was actually what they told you they were going to do for you? I would want to bet that it's close to zero. So many times when you go into a relationship or you're starting to talk to someone, starting to date someone, they're gonna tell you that, oh my God, when I have the money, I'm gonna buy you this beautiful Range Rover. Oh my God, I can't wait for us to get married and live in this gorgeous house. I'm going to give you the world. I'm gonna give you everything. I'm gonna buy you everything you want. I'm gonna take you on every trip you want. I'm going to be the best boyfriend you've ever had. They tell you all these things that they're going to do for you. And so that feeds into your head. And all you do with this person is you picture the things they're going to do for you. And that's overwhelming. It's like this fantasy, amazing life that you're going to live, and it's in your head and you're envisioning it. And that is the reason why you're staying with the person. That's literally what's keeping you with this person. They're not actually doing anything for you in this moment other than just feeding you all the things they're going to do for you in the future. Okay, so you clicked on this obviously because of the title of the video, but what does it really mean to romanticize someone's potential? I want you to picture this. You see a guy, he's your type, you think he's just perfect for you, and he kind of just like isn't putting in effort or anything, really doesn't have any dreams, but he's like perfect in every other way except for his like lack of ambition, lack of drive to do something. And you're like, well, he's perfect in every other way. I can change it about him. I can fix him. So you start dating him and you think he's perfect in every other way. He maybe treats you well, is really nice, is exactly what you look for in a guy look-wise. And so you're like, okay, I can make him want to have drive and want to be successful. And so, you're okay with paying for the dates and you're okay with doing A, B, and C because you think that you're going to fix him. You think that you're going to make this guy want to own $1 million business. So you stay in the relationship, you try to fix this guy. You try to tell him things, and maybe he pretends to listen to you. Maybe he pretends to care, but in reality, he doesn't. He's not going to change. Nobody ever changes. You can't really change someone, especially once they're like 20 years old. Like, what are you going to change about them? Maybe they could change on their own, and maybe they could have some like self-discovery and become a better person, but you can't fix him. You can't do anything for that matter. He has to fix himself if he wants to do something, but people don't change. People are who they are, and if you think you could change someone, that's your first mistake, honestly. You sit in this relationship, whatever it is, you're paying for the dates, you're putting all your energy into this guy. It's not 50-50, it's like 80-20. You're putting all your energy into this guy to try to make him this better person that he never becomes. He never becomes the better person. And so all you did was romanticize his potential. You envisioned what he could be if you fixed him. If you fixed this one huge part of him that was lacking, what he could be. But it doesn't matter because you couldn't change him, and all you did really was waste time and waste energy on a man that doesn't care to do better, doesn't care to be a better person. You wasted your time. You wasted your energy. There's psychological reasons that we naturally do this with people. One could be you're just infatuated by the person and all you want is for the relationship to work out, and so you're envisioning what it could be in your head just because you're obsessed with the person. Another could be, this person's in a certain situation, and just out of like the empathy in you, you're like, well, once they get out of this situation, they'll be a better person. Say maybe they are going through addiction and they're addicted to drugs or alcohol, whatever it may be. And you're like, okay, well, once they overcome this, then obviously they're going to be better. Out of the empathy in you, think that you can fix that about them and you could change that and you could get them out of whatever like hole they're in, or say they're really going through a dark time. You think that you can help them, and you just look at it as like a project to fix, and that's what makes you then infatuated by the person, is this desire in your head to fix them. Another could be you're just projecting your desires and expectations so hard onto this person. Maybe you're at an age where you feel like you should be married, or in that little timeline you created in your head when you were like 17 years old, this was the age you wanted to get married and you should have kids by now, and whatever timeline you have in your head. It's okay to have a timeline in your head. It's wrong, you shouldn't have a timeline. There's no timeline to your life, but I understand if you have one. So, you're not on your timeline, and so you are now like, okay, I want to get married and live in a big house with blue shutters like in The Notebook and have kids and a family, and you can do that for me because you're a man. And so you're just projecting all your desires onto this person, and even though they're not really doing anything for you and they're not great at all, they're literally just an average guy, just because you want a life, just your life with kids and a family and getting married to start, you just think that this person could be the one for you. And so you start romanticizing what they could be for you, even though they don't fit actually any of those boxes. The last reason we do this is just out of a fear of being alone. Sometimes naturally you'll just hate being single. You want to be in a relationship. You want to constantly have someone that's like texting you, or that you could always go hang out with, that's like affectionate with you and loves you, and you think that they're just like so great for you. Like, some people just crave being in a relationship. And again, just psychologically, then if you're craving a relationship, you're going to like look for that in people. Have you ever heard of the saying that if you think about a yellow car, then you're constantly going to see yellow cars? Okay, well, if I'm craving something sweet and I can't have something sweet, every ice cream shop, every donut shop, it's all gonna pop out at me, okay? So now, if you're craving a relationship, but everybody around you maybe isn't meant for you, but they're all men, they all could be meant for you, you're gonna be like, okay, well, that's a boy, that's a boy, that's a boy, like, they could be the one for me. They could. This could also just lead to a loss of self-worth, because what's going to happen is eventually you're going to realize that all the effort and care you're putting into this person to fix them didn't work. And ultimately, you're just going to feel bad. You're going to be upset with yourself that nothing you did worked, even though nothing you could have done would have worked. You're gonna feel guilty, you're gonna feel sad, you're gonna wish that you could have helped this person because now you've developed such strong feelings for them. On top of all of this, most of all, you are going to continue to stay in a relationship that's unhealthy, you're not meant to be in, isn't serving you, isn't adding anything to your life, solely because you are thinking about the future you could have with this person. How are we gonna get over this? How are we gonna stop romanticizing the potential of a person and actually see the reality of them? Number one, look at their actions, okay? I don't care how much he told you he was going to buy you, the things he said he was going to do for you, once this happened, once he got the job promotion, once he had this amount of money, once he graduated, whatever it may be. I don't care what he says he's going to do for you. What has he done for you? What is he currently doing for you in the moment, day to day? What does he do to show you that he loves you? I want you to really think of his actions, not just the words he's telling you. And is he proving to you that he loves you? Is he proving to you that he's a good guy, that he's meant to be with you, that he's your person? Or are you kind of now seeing that he's never actually done anything for you? He just told you he was going to do things for you. Are you really happy with who they are right now? Not who they say they're going to be, and not who you think they can become. Are you happy with the person that is in front of you at this moment? Because if you're not, that's the answer to your question. What red flags is he showing you? Because I can promise you, the red flags you see in the beginning of a relationship are the reason you break up down the road. The things that you're looking at in the beginning of a relationship that you're like, oh no, it's not a big deal, like it will go away, he'll stop doing this. He's never gonna stop doing it. It's always going to be there. It's always going to annoy you. It's always going to make you so PO'd, okay? So be aware of that. The red flags do not go away, they only become bigger. The red flags you see on day one will be the reason you break up on your 5 years together. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how long you stay together, they're not going away. And also, how many excuses are you making for this person a day? If you stop making excuses for them, if you take away that empathetic part of you that's saying, oh, they're only doing this, because they're going through this hard time or whatever it is. What's the reality of the situation? Why are you making excuses for him? What is he doing that you feel the need to excuse that behavior? Would you excuse that behavior if someone else was doing it? Would you excuse that behavior if he was not your type at all? He was totally like ugly in your eyes? Would you excuse that behavior? Would you excuse that behavior if, I don't know, he wasn't on a certain sports team that you're into or didn't have a certain level of popularity? Why are you really going for this person? Now, shift your mindset. Focus on what you need right now, not what future you is going to need. Focus on someone that's giving you that mutual respect, showing you in the moment that they love you, that they appreciate you, the things they're doing for you now. Because at the end of the day, if someone's telling you, oh, I'm going to buy this and this for you, we're going to live this fancy life together, does any of that really matter if you're being disrespected on a daily basis? I know some people are just very materialistic, and that's okay. I'm not judging you. It's totally okay if you love getting gifts. But sometimes we could be manipulated by presents. Sometimes we could be manipulated by people telling us they're going to buy us presents. All of this is just a form of manipulation and a form to keep you in their life. And honestly, a lot of the time, they probably know that they couldn't do better than you. And so they just want to tell you all these things that they will do for you because that's the only way you're going to stay. So be aware of the lies you're being fed and if you're kind of being naive to a situation. If you've ever found yourself in a situation like this, let me know in the comments and let me know how you sort of realized it or what you did to get yourself out of that situation. We've all been guilty of this. Like, I know I have. I've totally like stayed with a person or thought that they would do all these things for me, and you know, that day never came. And so I'm telling you this out of the love from the bottom of my heart to you guys. I want you to be in the most fabulous, healthiest relationship ever, and I want someone that treats you like an absolute princess. And if you're not receiving princess treatment, then what are you doing? So I love you guys. Leave a like and let me know what you want to see next.